Sure. Good win for us versus Norfolk State. Be able to send off, 18 seniors out on a good note on senior day in their final home game at O'Kelly Riddick. I thought we showed some promise in the process here. A lot of some mature and growth along the way throughout this football game. Been able to put, 4 quarters of pretty good football on film, and we're excited to get the win.
You talk about heading into that game. What was the senior leadership like? I mean, was there a determined effort to try and make sure we get this thing done at home in the finale?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had great leadership all year. I've talked about what we have in that locker room. It's a great bunch of guys led by our seniors. But it was definitely a little more inspiration heading into that game and wanting to get those guys out the right way, with the win. So we talked about, they can't do it themselves, and some other guys stepped up, in this football game as well. But it was great for those seniors to be able to leave here with a great taste in their mouth after a win.
Home finale is going to get a sense of urgency from any team, but you see A&T on your schedule, you know that's going to get everyone amped up. Just talk about this challenge coming up.
Sure, huge rivalry, 85th meeting. 2 great football teams, 2 great cutting-edge universities with great followings. Have 2 teams are going to fight and scratch and claw to the very end to get a win as well. Fine rivalry. Certainly looking forward to it.
From what you've seen in the previous matchups, what truly makes this game different?
I think the effort alone. The fanfare alone. It's going to be a packed house. The atmosphere for college football is going to be amazing. When we have this rival at your last game of the season, for that matter, the energy is going to be electric, and it's going to be electric from both teams.
Are you familiar with the history of this? Did you ever get a taste of this when it was at Carter Finley Stadium? Whether it's the Aggie-Eagle Classic from their perspective or Eagle-Aggie, I mean, this was huge. 45,000, 50,000 people every time the 2 schools.
I'm certainly aware of it. Certainly aware of it. I've never personally been in that stadium during those years, during that time with the Eagle Aggie Classic, for the most part. But again, I said the rivalry alone, speaks for itself. Just when I first had an opportunity back in 2011, when we first got here to be involved in it, I just thought it was just a phenomenal football game, phenomenal atmosphere, and it's exciting to be able to play in it.
And then you also have the fact that your counterpart at A&T is a former Central coach, and there's so many tie-ins to make this a rich thing, however deep people want to go with it.
Yes. Coach Broadway, we've had our battles even before coming to North Carolina Central when he was at the Grambling, and we were at Prairie View, and we continued to battle there in the State Fair Classic. So both coaches certainly know of each other and what they like to do and the like, but you can certainly add that storyline to that too.
What do you see from this Aggie team?
Very good football team. Had an unbelievable defense that Coach Broadway is known for having. They play just extremely sound football. Great fits. They're in the place at the right time all the time. They want to, create turnovers, and they do a good job of doing that. Offensively, they're led by a phenomenal freshman running back. What he's doing is unbelievable to be a freshman. And that offensive line that he has in front of him is doing an outstanding job as well. And a quarterback that manages the game and does some good things too. So it's going to be important for us, to make sure that we play with a lot of energy, that we are playing good, sound football as well, that we're not making any mistakes, because they make few mistakes as well, to put ourselves in give ourselves the best opportunity to win this game Saturday.
You took over this job in a difficult situation, difficult circumstances. What would it mean to this team to finish the season with a win over a rival like that?
Well, our goal is to get to win number 6. No doubt about that. We've got a fine coaching staff, a fine football team that worked really hard throughout the season. For me, it's always been about the process of winning. And when you have a young group like we've had, it's great to be able to see the maturity, the growth that we've been able to encounter over the season and be able to see over the season. In addition, the adversity that this football team has gone through has certainly allowed that maturity level, and they've done a great job of handling it, for the most part. But it would be huge. It says a ton. We say a ton for what we've done throughout the year to get to win number 6, especially over our rival A&T.
Do you think about your future as as head coach or whatever, after Saturday's game?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is certainly not my decision in terms of I will be named the head coach at North Carolina Central, but I love being the head coach. I love being at North Carolina Central for that matter. I made it very clear that I want this job. I made it very clear that I want to be the head coach at North Carolina Central University. I'm honored when players and others have come up to me expressing that we want you to be our coach, and we're going to continue with that process. And our guys, in terms of understanding, our goal is to focus on this week, as well. But I'm certainly, honored to be in this situation and get our guys to understand the process and where we are.
What's that process? I mean, do you think that whatever the things that have transpired during the year, that you earned that trust from the higher-ups?
I like to think so. We certainly have not won as many games as we would have liked, but again, it's been about the process. And I've been talking about that process, throughout the entire season. If the individuals that are making this decision deem fit that they want to continue that process, then I'll be here for many years. If not, then I'll move on.
How much better is NC Central football since day one of the season to where you guys are at right now?
I think the maturity and the growth that we've seen throughout the season has always been going up. When you have a young group like we do, you have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to finish. You have to learn how to be consistent. And all of that is about the process and getting your guys and getting a football program and a team to where you need to be. The process I related to a foundation of a home, okay? And when you have a good, strong foundation, your home is going to be, very well built. The process for us is learning how to win, learning how to be consistent, maturing and growing, and that's what it's equivalent to.
You came in with Coach Frazier, so this is sort of like continue along with that process you're talking about. I guess to change directions from sitting where you are, how difficult would that be with, setting things back?
Setting things back?
Yes. If there were a change, you came in with Coach Frazier,
Correct.
this is going to continue that upward trend that y'all were having. So if there was a change to set things back, or if it is a setback, from your position, how is it that they decide to change it to just bring in a new process, I guess?
Okay, I see. From my perspective, having the opportunity to remain the head coach here will certainly just continue to move the program forward. I'm not concerned about going backwards at all. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I would be a part of if there is a change being made. So if I remained as a head coach here, we're certainly moving forward, with this process and continuing to build a very strong football program in this MEAC conference as well as nationally as well.
Have you had a lot of conversations with your athletic director throughout the year?
Currently, right now, we're just finishing out the year. I do understand and know that it will be a process as it relates to the next head coach. But our goal is to get out here this week, prepare for North Carolina A&T, and get to our 6th win.
A sub 500 record versus a 500 record coming off a win over your arch rival would seem to make a heck of a lot of difference in the evaluation process. Are you looking at this as a very, very high stakes game in a lot of ways?
I think it's a high stakes game because it's North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T, but there is certainly a lot on the line, as it relates to this football game. And our focus is simply preparing to win, getting out here and preparing our best week of practice, to get a win versus North Carolina A&T. But there is absolutely a ton on the line here as we go up to Greensboro.
Not to belabor the point, but coaches form bonds with players. Is there any concern that given the high stakes nature of the game and given obviously your intentions to stay at NC Central, that maybe the players might be thinking that, we got to do this for coach, to maybe putting a little bit more pressure on themselves, or the fact that it's A&T is enough for these guys?
Well, I think A&T is certainly enough, but like I said, I've been honored, to have those players come up to me and say, Coach, we want you to be our football coach. And I'm honored by that, and inspired by that as well. It's been a wonderful year. It's been a great bond that's been created, between this coaching staff as well as our team. And, with that said, we're going to continue to prepare. And if that is the inspiration that is needed to get this win, we'll go forward with it as well.